Welcome. This is an interactive guide to paraphrasing to help you develop your paraphrasing skills. After watching this video, please complete the paraphrasing quiz. If you click on this link, it will take you to the paraphrasing quiz. Complete each of these questions and submit. You will also find a link to a reporting verbs chart. You can download this chart to help you with your academic writing. What is paraphrasing? Paraphrasing is when you take someone else's statement and restate it in your own words. For instance, you read Jones's 2010 article and you see this sentence. You take this sentence for your assignment. You restate the sentence in your own words. You keep the meaning, but you change the words so it no longer resembles the original Jones's 2010 article. It has kept the same meaning, but the words have changed. You reference Jones 2010 because you got this idea from Jones. You have now paraphrased and referenced correctly. What is quoting? Quoting is the complete opposite of paraphrasing. You copy exactly. It is the same as the original. You add quotation marks at the beginning and end of the quote. You reference the source with the page number. Here is an example. You should try to avoid quoting. Only quote if it is absolutely necessary. You should always paraphrase. The marker of your assignment prefers you to paraphrase because it shows you have understood the work. It is impossible to put something in your own words if you don't understand it. However, if you quote, you are just copying and pasting. Everyone can do that. You don't have to understand it. You are simply mimicking what you see. As academics, and yes, we are academics, you should try to demonstrate you are able to understand and interpret academic work. Also, if you quote, your similarity score will rise. If it rises too high, you will risk failing the assignment. Another matter, there are a lot of rules associated with quoting. You don't have to worry about these rules if you paraphrase. Is this a quote or paraphrase? Yes, it's a paraphrase. Is this a quote or paraphrase? Yes, the student has quoted. Is this a quote or paraphrase? Yes, it is a paraphrase. There are two types of citation. Number one, discrete citation. Number two, strong citation. Number one, discrete citation. Discrete citation are citations that come at the end of your sentence. They are called discrete citations because they play a very discrete role at the end of your sentence. Here are some examples. Hospital beds have decreased. Arthur 2020. A discrete citation. Reflection is crucial to development. Rose 2020. Once again, a discrete citation that comes at the end of the sentence. This type of citation is used for making general points. Hospital beds have decreased. This is a general statement. Reflection is crucial to development. This is a general statement. Number two, in sections where your voice needs to be the strongest, this is where you should use discrete citation. Your voice needs to be the strongest in the introduction and the conclusion, and also the recommendations and the evaluation sections of your work. This is where your academic voice needs to be the strongest. So you use discrete citations. You do not want to drown out your voice with using strong citations. Rather, use discrete citations. Number 2, strong citation. A strong citation is when you place the author in a strong and prominent position at the beginning of the sentence. Here are some examples. Hodder 2018 argues that health inequalities have increased. This student has placed Hodder 2018 at the beginning of their sentence. This is a strong citation. It has a prominent place in the sentence. Hodder 2002 explains. Once again, this is a strong citation placed at the beginning of the sentence. Arthur 2016 critiques Hodder 2010. Once again, a strong citation. This type of citation is used for directing attention to a particular author, presenting a unique, a specific, a particular viewpoint. This is used to contrast the views of different authors. Strong citations are generally used in critical analysis or to show a range of arguments. Number 1, strong or discrete citation. Discrete. Number 2, strong or discrete. Strong. Number 3, strong or discrete. Strong. Number 4, strong or discrete. Discrete. This is a reporting verbs chart. This chart will give us a range of verbs to use when we are writing. Sometimes we use the same verbs over and over again. Arthur asserts, Arthur asserts, Arthur asserts. But with this reporting verbs chart, you can diversify your writing. You can download this just below this video in the description section. Click on the link and you will be able to download the PDF. We will now look at 3 ways to paraphrase. We will go through each of these 3 techniques to explore how we can paraphrase effectively. The first technique is called tinkering. This is where you tinker with the original passage to change the words. Tinkering consists of using a synonym. Use a different word which has an equivalent meaning. So, for outcome, use a synonym for outcome. Use a synonym for operations. Use a synonym for considered. This is a useful technique for finding a synonym. If you are on Microsoft Word, right-click the word you want to change, go to synonyms, and you'll find a range of words, a range of equivalents. Tinkering also consists of going from an active to passive voice. Instead of writing completed the exam was completed. Also, rearranging and reordering the sentences. Risk appears at the end of the sentence. You can rearrange and reorder the sentence to flip this around. Add and omit words. Add words and take away words. And lastly, change the verb tense. I have here the word considered. You can change that to considers. Tinkering is in essence tinkering with the original passage, moving things around, rearranging, reordering, using different words, using different verbs, tinkering with the original passage. This is the first technique. The second technique is called central message. This is where you try to extract the central message. You read the original passage and reflect on the central message. What is this passage trying to say? What is the essence of this passage? What is the central message of this passage? Then avert your eyes, turn away from the text, and try to recreate and write out the central message. So we may look at this passage for 5 to 10 seconds. Try to figure out what is the central message of this passage. Then turn your eyes away from this passage and recreate the central message. The last technique is called the Frankenstein technique. This is where you paraphrase from multiple sources. Source 1 may be an article. Source 2 may be a book. Source 3 may be a report. You take a few words from each of these sources and you put them together in one paragraph or one sentence. Instead of using one source, you use a variety of sources to explain a similar situation. All of these 3 sources you see here are a definition of management from 3 different sources. So we take 2 words from source 1, 3 words from source 2, a few words from source 3, and we put it all together. We piece together these explanations to form one single explanation and reference all 3 of these sources. And this is excellent for getting your reference count up. The more referencing in your work, the more the marker appreciates your work. The more it shows that you're engaged with the literature and you have read widely. Here is what it will look like. This one passage is an amalgamation of 3 different sources, and I've referenced in red the 3 different sources. This is the Frankenstein technique. In closing, use a range of tools and strategies to improve your paraphrasing. Know when to deploy strong and discreet citations. Try to remain true to the original meaning of the source. Avoid quoting. I know paraphrasing is very difficult at first, but the more you work at it, you'll see your grades improved and your work improve. Thank you for listening. After watching this video, please complete the paraphrasing quiz. If you click on this link, it will take you to the paraphrasing quiz. Complete each of these questions and submit. You will also find a link to a reporting verbs chart. You can download this chart to help you with your academic writing.